Wide to the right is Doug Donnelly of Ohio State. The eye back is Ron Springs. There, the ball is pitched back to Murray, who has gotten in there, and Murray goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it out at the 23.
You notice, Marv, as Art comes to the line of scrimmage, though, he doesn't go under center. And the minute he does, though, boom, that ball is snapped. He waits till he sees everybody is set.
They say that Murray stepped out of bounds right at the 23, so it's a 6-yard gain, 2nd down and 4. Feister on a quick handoff to Campbell. Campbell tries right guard. He is to the 20. Tackle is made by Terry Talon, number 62, a sophomore from Hamilton, Ohio.
He may have saved a touchdown with that tackle, too, because Paul had reversed himself and then cut back to the middle and may have gone.
Here's the full house tee. The ball is given to Campbell. Campbell hammers off left tackle, and he appears to have the yardage needed for a first down as he gets it down to about the 17. That's the 5th Ohio State first down of the game now. This is the first possession for Ohio State.
Terry Talon hit Campbell from behind and knocked him forward, though.
So it is 1st and 10 at the 17. The pitch out goes to Murray. Murray tries the left side. Not much of a hole, if any. And George Dela, number 94, the defensive end, stops the play. Murray was the ball carrier.
Actually, watch the defense on this. There's no place for Calvin Murray to run. The man strips the interference for him, and Calvin got a very tough yard there, running to the short side of the field.
It is 2nd down and 9. The line of scrimmage is the 16-yard line in Indiana territory. The ball is pitched back to Springs. Springs around the left side, gets inside the 15 to about the 14, and Greg McIntosh is there to tackle Springs.
That was one-on-one. McIntosh on Springs, and McIntosh got his man. There was only a short 3-yard pickup.
Ball may be a shade nearer the 13-yard line than it is the 14. Let's call it 3rd and 6. Wide to the right is Donnelly. Springs starts in motion to the right as they overload that side. The ball is thrown badly to Springs. Feister had Springs open and then threw it behind him.
That's right. He had time. He had Springs open, and he just threw behind him, and Ronnie had to have had all the glue in the world in his fingers to have caught up with that one, and it was just a poorly thrown ball.
And now Bob Atha reports into the game for a field goal attempt. This will be tried from the 30, which means it'll be a 30-yarder, and it is an extreme angle to the left. There you see Bob Atha, number 1. Greg Castagnola is the holder. It is set down. A flag is down. The kick is blocked.
The man who blocked it was offside, Marv.
Yes. Flags are down, and I think Indiana will be called for offside.
That was number 77, I think, coming in. And the Hoosiers are happy, but I'm sure that the man who blocked it was offside.
Now you give Ohio State 5 yards, and that really changes it. Now it becomes 4th down and 1.
Was that 74 in there on that, Marv? Did you get it?
It might have been number 3, Brett Andrews. Might have been the one that was through there.
Here it is again, and it was Brett Andrews, number 3, coming in from the corner, and he definitely was offsides.
So there is a 5-yard step off against Indiana. Now this will not quite be a first down, but the Buckeyes are within a yard of it. So now it is 4th and 1, and Ohio will go for it.
They're down on the 8 now.
Feister from a straight tee gives off to Campbell. He's got a first down. Campbell hammering off right tackle, gets it to the 5, and he might be inside the 5. We'll wait for them to set the ball down. Well, it's just a shade inside
Watch
the 5.
him go right behind Joe Robinson, number 70. Great blocking there at the line. And Campbell gets it down to the 4.
The big backs remain in there. Campbell tries it again. Touchdown off right tackle. Paul Campbell of Ohio State. And so the Buckeyes lead 6-0, and that was a costly offside penalty for Indiana.
Well, you're right, because Atha may have well kicked a field goal, and it would have been 3-0 instead of the potential 6, or now 7-0. It was a break, but there was no question about it. He was offsides. I'm sure the Indiana fans were unhappy about it, but had he not made the jump, he wouldn't have had to block, I'm sure. It gave the Bucks the break they needed, and Paul Campbell did the rest.
Here is Anakievsky trying the extra point. It is set down, it is kicked, and it is good. And so Anakievsky has kicked his 38 of 40 attempts this year. And now the Buckeyes will take over 1st and 10 on their own 23.
Actually, except for missing on that pass to Freedy in the end zone, the Hoosiers were hurting the Buckeyes.
This is Springs, off right tackle to the 28. Joe Norman, fine senior linebacker from Millersburg, Ohio, stops the play. Norman is number 35. There you see Woody Hayes studying the action. He studied a lot of action down through his coaching career.
28 years with the Buckeyes.
Wide to the left is Donnelly. To the right is Gerald. Pitch out to Springs. Springs off left guard to the 30. Norman and Seibert, Indiana's 2 linebackers, stop it. It is now 3rd down and 2. Line of scrimmage the 30. Ohio State must go to the 32 and a half for a 1st down.
Well, there's a 6-man front they're working against.
Schleister keeps it and is stopped.
He's got
appears to be short of a 1st down by, well, very short margin, but Schleister appears to be at the 22, and they have to go to the 22 and a half for a 1st down. But let's wait for the measurement, which will now be taken.
I think he had it at one stage, but that isn't where it is marked now, and I believe you're right, Marv. He is short.
There you see the chains coming from the far east sideline. And now you'll see the measurement.
Length of the ball, he'll be off.
And that's it. Length of the ball short. So Indiana now has Ohio State backed up into a 4th down and, about a foot or so to go. And now the Buckeyes are going to go for it. They're not going to kick. Keep in mind, Tom Orris, the kicker, has a back problem today.
Who's coaching the Buckeyes? Lou Corso?
There's Campbell. And I don't think he has it.
Joe Norman is the man who hit him. And look at Woody pointing out there. He says he had it. Look at Woody having some kind of a fit. He says, if you mark it right, we got it. But I don't think they're going to give it to him. Joe Norman, look at Woody. Is that an act he's putting on? Joe Robinson, number 70. Ron Springs, 23. This is going to be tough because Joe Norman, number 35 from Millersburg, really made a hit on Paul Campbell.
So again, the chains will be brought across for a measurement.
He doesn't have it, I'll guarantee you this time. Look at Corso now. He's out there.
It appeared he was stopped short, but let's see.
He's stopped way short.
So Indiana holds Ohio State, and the Hoosiers get the ball in great field position. Ohio tried a 4th down and a foot and didn't get it as they stopped Campbell cold.
Woody doesn't believe it.
It is 2nd down and now about 11 at the 21. Back to passes Clifford. He's in trouble. Caught for a loss. Tom Cousinall on a blitz.
You don't see Cousinall blitz very often, but boy, he just poured through there then, and Lee Corso says, son of a gun, what happened there? And he's got him clear back to what? The 42. Boy, there's a 12-yard loss.
So there is a great play by the defense. And in order to win football games, your defense just simply has to make plays like that. And this Buckeye defense is coming around more and more as the season progresses.
Well, there's 2 great plays in a row.
Now it is 3rd and 20. Back at the 42. Clifford dropping back to pass. Not much of a rush. Throws it batted down. Almost intercepted, actually, by Skilling.
They're going to call interference on it as sure as I'm sitting here.
And a flag is down.
Vince Skillings went for the football, but he went over the top of his man, and it is a 1st down. Great defense, and now watch it again here. Clifford is under some heat here. He has to get rid of the ball as they pressure him. The ball is tipped there once. Now you watch Vince Skillings, 48. He went around the man to get the ball, but apparently they called it interference.
And that ball was tipped, Kay.
That's right. Now Woody is not very pleased. It's first down at the 29.
And there you see Woody going out on the field to discuss it with the officials.
Well, I think they took time out on that.
The ball was clearly tipped by an Ohio State man.
Woody wants the explanation, I'm sure. And I don't know that he's getting it. George Hill's talking to Tom Cousino. And it was a great defensive stand there, and sadly, it rewarded them with very little of anything because the Hoosiers now have the first down because of the interference. But they took the ball at the 32, and now watch it again here. Clifford wasn't pressured as much as I first thought. He has time to throw it. The ball is tipped, though, as it just gets over the line right here by a linebacker. And then again, Skillings goes around his man and tips the ball almost to Paul Ross. But they did call interference on Vince Skillings on the play. And so instead of being fourth down and 22, it is now first at the Ohio 29.
So the Buckeye defense played so extremely well on 2 downs, and now the penalty gives Indiana a first down. Clifford is the quarterback, gets that ball, hands off quickly to Burnett. Burnett plows into the middle and gets it to the 23, where he runs into Al Washington, number 15.
Burnett showed good power on that run.
Here is Arnett now coming back at quarterback. Lee Corso has been moving his quarterbacks in and out, as well as his running backs. Now it's Burnett and Johnson in there. Burnett tries it up the middle, got a big hole, almost broken, all the way to the 5.
Skillings saved the touchdown. Vince, number 48, came over from the left safety and stopped it, but that's a great run by Burnett. Good line blocking right through the middle. Now watch him cut it back to his right here. Nobody touches him. Todd Bell had a shot. Skillings finally gets him inside the 5.
Now that's the 7th first down for Indiana, and the Hoosiers have it first and goal at the 5-yard line. Burnett is the I back. They're in the stacked I. There is Arnett back to pass, rolling out, going to run with it. He is tackled at the 1. Tom Cousino saved the touchdown.
Well, that was a good play by Arnett. Nobody was open, so he did the next best thing, and he got it down to the 1, picked up 3 yards.
And here comes little Mike Harkrader back into the game now at the I-back position for Indiana. He'll replace Derek Burnett. But Burnett got the big gainer that got the Hoosiers down to the 5. Arnett to Harkrader. He's got it. Touchdown. Mike Harkrader of Indiana. That's 7-6.
Right over right guard. He reversed himself and went the last yard easily in. Watch him here, number 24, the sophomore from Middletown. Now he reverses him right there and runs right through the tackle of Tom Cousino. Gets the necessary 1.5 yards for the touchdown.
Now that's the 7th touchdown of the year for Mike Harkrader of Indiana, and the Hoosiers are within 1 now of tying this football game. Freud in to try the extra point. Clifford is holding. It is set down. It is kicked, and it is good. It's all tied. It's 7-all.
There was no further scoring in the first quarter. We now move to action in the second quarter.
Arnett on a long count punches it over as a quarterback sneak, and he appears to have a first down.
That's the second time on 4th down that Scott Arnett has done the job. This time he did what I thought he'd do the other time, and he sneaked it in. The other time he optioned it left and made it. This time he just put his nose down and plowed straight ahead, and he got the 1 yard or 1.5 yards he needed.
Now that's the 10th first down for Indiana. Buckeyes cannot get the football. Official wide to the left for Indiana. Now he starts in motion back toward the quarterback. There's a ball given off to Burnett. Burnett hits off right tackle, and he's got yardage to the 11. Alvin Washington, number 15, stops the play.
Lee Corso said he'd have to have an error-free ball game for his Hoosiers to have a chance, and up to now he has had just exactly that, an error-free game. And they are indeed controlling that line of scrimmage. There was good line blocking again there because Burnett never got touched until he was 3 yards deep.
2nd down and 7 at the 11. The ball is pitched back to Burnett. Burnett's in trouble, but still gets it to the 10, perhaps the 9. Kelton Dantzler makes the tackle, but Burnett did a good job of getting that ball back to the 10, and we'll see whether they're going to rule it dead. Appears to be just inside the 10. 3rd down and 5 now.
That's certainly David Freud range. There's no question about that. But the Hoosiers have 2 downs to go the 5 yards they need for the 1st down.
Burnett and Hopkins are the I-backs. 3rd down and 5. Arnett with the ball, dropping back to pass, gets excellent protection, throws it in the flat. It's caught by Hopkins, and they're going to get him back at the 12. And a flag is down.
I don't know what the flag is for, but the Buckeyes certainly swarmed on Hopkins, and I didn't think Scott Arnett had risked putting the ball in the air there. It wasn't a risk. Let's see what it is. He just flips it out to his back wide. It's kind of a safety valve pass, and there's no place for him to go. In fact, he lost about 3 yards on that. And the penalty apparently is on the Hoosiers. It becomes now 4th and about...
No signal at all. The officials are going to have a few briefings with Herm Rohrig, I think.
Yes, Freud's now going to try one from about the 20.
There's Freud's attempt. It has the distance, and it is good. And Indiana takes the lead, 10-7.
30-yard field goal by David Freud puts the Hoosiers on top, 10-7. The Buckeye defense indeed rose up and stopped them there, did some fine job when the Hoosiers got down close, but David Freud's foot was the difference, and the little 27-year-old Israelite puts the Hoosiers on top, and this is some kind of a ball game we got going.
So Indiana now spotted Ohio State a 7-0 lead, and then the Hoosiers came back to tie it 7-all and now take the lead 10-7. 59 seconds remaining. Schleister with the ball, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson finds a hole up the middle. He's got a 1st down to the 32, and Ohio calls timeout. Stop the clock at 54 seconds.
Well, the Indiana Hoosiers are playing this awfully loose right now. There's Paul Campbell getting a block almost a clip, and Ricky gets it out there almost 13 yards. But they're not going to give anything away. With only 54 seconds left, as the Buckeyes now call timeout, they're not going to give them the easy one, Marv. They're going to probably give yardage and figure that there's no way the Buckeyes are going to go 80 yards in 59 seconds with the short stuff. And Woody and George Chomp are discussing it now with Art Schleister down on the sidelines, just exactly what they do want to do. For Woody and Bill Miles, I should say, and Alex Gibbs. That's the brain trust. Mickey Jackson sticking his head in over the other side for a little input, but it's Woody telling Art, and Art's the one who has to execute it, and there's not much time with the Buckeyes trailing by 3, Marv.
No, there sure isn't. 1st down and 10. The line of scrimmage is the 33, but perhaps even more important, 54 seconds is all the time that remains. Indiana leading 10-7. The Buckeyes scored first, and then Indiana put it in gear, and they've scored the last 10 points. And they have done a good job of throttling Ohio State's offense.
They're playing very emotional ball.
There's Johnson right up the middle, and he goes about 4, and that didn't fool anybody. Clock is running. 43 seconds. Ohio's ready to run the play. Schleister back to pass, is in trouble, is caught, throws one, kind of a little flip pass out there to an outlet man, Ricky Johnson, and he's hit immediately.
But I think he has the 1st down, and it did stop the clock with 25 seconds. They'll crank it as soon as they see if it's a 1st down.
He's so close to a gate, they're going to have to measure.
They're going to have to measure.
So now the clock will definitely stop. 25 seconds remaining. Schleister was going down as he just flipped that ball to Ricky Johnson.
I think they have it this time. Well, I don't know. Oh, they miss it by about 2 inches. Which really is academic. With 25 seconds, they're only going to get 2 plays off anyway, and they've got to go.
Third down and, what would you say, a 16th of an inch?
That's about 2 fingers worth, Marv. 43. They've got to go 57 yards.
Schleister with only 22 seconds is back to pass, has the time, throws an outlet pass to Johnson. Johnson can't get out of bounds. He's tackled for a first down, and the clock is stopped at 15 seconds. That's the 11th Ohio State first down. But far more important, Indiana leads in the football game 10-7 as the Buckeyes have been very flat in the second period and certainly half of the first period.
13 seconds, first down.
Schleister back to pass, has the time, throws it over the middle. It is caught by Campbell, and he's out of bounds, stopping the clock at 5 seconds.
Well, no field goal here. 1 play left, 5 seconds, and you've got to travel 43 yards.
Kenny Fritz comes in with the play. This will be the last play, barring a penalty.
Ball's on Indiana's 46-yard line, and they've got that far to go with 5 seconds. And Ohio State, last time.
Yes, Ohio State calls timeout. The Buckeyes may send the speedsters downfield and just have Art throw it as far as he can and hope.
You mean everybody out for a pass, huh? Hope Art can get the ball away. The passing attack has not really been too scintillating. There's Woody now talking with Tyrone Hicks, number 37. He was going to put him in. There's your speedster, all right. He's the Big Ten indoor sprint champion. But I don't know whether Woody's going to get him in the game or not. He may be saving him for the second half kickoff return. Art is still there in the discussion now.
That's Alex Gibbs there talking both to Ty Hicks and to Art Schleister. And Woody, Mickey Jackson now is patting Art Schleister on the shoulder.
Pat him on the other shoulder. It's the right arm that needs to be warmed up. Ernie Andrea, number 69, in back. So Art goes out. Ty Hicks goes out. And Rod Gerald, number 8, is in. Buckeyes will have 9 wide receivers in the ball game here.
Alvin Taylor started in, then he came back out, then he turned around and went back in. He's going to be dizzy here if they don't get this play right pretty soon.
Art's counting the players he's got in the ball game.
Here comes Taylor out.
Well, he said, I think I got too many folks out here. Be okay if we get away with 12. Maybe I could hit one of them.
Taylor will be exhausted.
He's excused.
Here are the receivers to the right side of the field. Indiana has a 2-man rush. Back to pass is Schleister. Runs out of trouble. There's time. Throws it upfield. It is caught and dropped.
No pass. And that's the end of the
ball. So that'll end it. So that's the end of the first half with the score Indiana 10, Ohio State 7.
We'll find out what the Buckeyes were made of this quarter, I think.
Schleister on a ride play. Option pitches it off to Johnson. He's got a first down as he turns the corner and goes out of bounds at the 16-yard line. That was a big play. Schleister and Johnson worked it well.
Good faking there as he hands it off to Rick Volley, but then keeps it. Now he pitches it to Ricky Johnson, riding wide to the left, and he gets it out to about the 20, or about the 16.
Now that's the 12th first down for Ohio State today. The backs are in a split back formation. Schleister with the ball, gives it off to Volley, and Volley gets short yardage to about the 18. Al Leak is there to bring down Volley.
Ever since that fourth down gamble backfired, Marv, the Buckeyes have given up the field position. The Hoosiers have really had the better of it from that point on, and of course they've capitalized.
Second down and 7. The line of scrimmage is the 18. The ball is pitched back to Johnson. Johnson has no hole at all. They wrap him up at the 19. Down goes the flag.
I think there was a late hit there on Ricky. Oh, it's a face mask. There's a face mask on that one. Watch number 35, Joe Norman from Millersburg, coming in here, filling in the hole. Joe Robinson tries to put the block on him. Joe eludes that. He still gets him, but Joe Norman also got Ricky's face mask. And after they stopped the run for no gain, there's going to be a step off. And that's a big one, and that must have been intentional. That's the way they read it. It's a 15-yarder.
And that's also fine camera work. Boy, they had that one.
Didn't they, though? They had it on Joe Norman, and he's been playing a heck of a ball game.
Johnson and Volley, the deep backs. Volley, the first, Schleister's got it and is thrown to the ground at the 38. Good faking there. It appeared that Schleister had handed off to Volley, and maybe he wished he had him.
Well, he's a little more sure-handed this half, Marv, it seems to. He's freezing the defense just a little bit longer, and it's allowing them, well, he got 5 yards, as you can see there.
Now, the Buckeyes have moved the ball from their own 2 out to the 38. Make it the 39. Schleister with the ball, gives it off to Johnson, and he's hit solidly by Norman. What a tackle by Joe Norman. He just put a shoulder in there and blasted Johnson.
Nobody touched Joe Norman, though. I don't know who's blocking the linebacker there, but I'll tell you, nobody got him there. You watch this. Good hole, really. And right filling it in is 35, Joe Norman, and boy, does he not give ground.
Well, it's 3rd down and 3 now. Another big play for Ohio State. The last time the Buckeyes optioned. This time there's a quick handoff to Volley. He's got a first down across the 50. He's to the Indiana 47-yard line. That was another big play.
Tell you how that one went, Marv. Joe Robinson, number 70, got Joe Norman out of the play. We can't see it there, but boy, Joe Robinson really took their linebacker out, and Volley gets it across midfield.
Now, that's the 14th first down for Ohio State. The Buckeyes have it at the Indiana 47. Pitch out play to Johnson. Johnson cuts it in, finds a hole, and gets it to the Indiana 41.
You've got to get the linebackers out of the action, and Joe did a job.
Al Leak comes up to stop Johnson at the Hoosier 41-yard line, but not after Johnson has gained 6 yards. Now, you do not hear the name of Springs because he's injured, and Cal Murray is banged up. There is Schleister on an option play, caught for perhaps about a yard gain at the 40.
Certainly no more than that. They're really reading their option well. They're going for Art and forgetting the pitch.
Well, here we go again. 3rd and 3. Another of these critical plays.
Corso pacing the sidelines on the other side of the field.
There's a quick handoff to Volley. He's got a first down.
Boy, there's great effort.
Driving to the 30-yard line. A fine run by Rick Volley.
His little penguin legs never quit churning, Marv, and he got 9 big yards there.
Volley gives his...
Give him 10. Watch number 22. He gets hit there. He spins off of that tackle from number 32, gets away from 94, and just keeps churning. That's almost 10 yards.
Ball is pitched back to Johnson. Johnson finds a little hole off right tackle, and he gets it out to the 25. Keep in mind, the Buckeyes have come from their own 2-yard line. They're going to spot the ball at the 25. Indiana leading 10-7, and time running down here in the 3rd quarter. Johnson again finds a hole off left tackle, and he's to the 20. Just short of the 20, so he will not have the first down. He'll be about a foot short.
Boy, this is hard-nosed football, I'll tell you. Good defense. Look at Lee Corso watching over on the other side. It's clean football. Ricky Johnson then helped Joe Norman up, and Joe's been doing that a lot today himself.
And Norman has helped about 25 Buckeye backs hit the floor, too. He has really done a job for Indiana. There's a quick handoff to Schleister. Schleister on a sneak went right up the middle, and he's down to the 15-yard line, and that caught Indiana.
It caught the Buckeye line, too, because the rest of the Buckeye line didn't move. Art just said to Vogler, let's go. And Indiana calls timeout on that one. This has been a really relentless, punishing drive. Good defense, good offense. This has been really, there's Lee Corso now, trying to muster his forces and do something to stop this surge. That was a great first down plunge then by Art.
Ohio State now has 16 first downs, all told. Indiana has 11. The score is 10-7 in favor of Indiana in a hard-fought, rugged defensive battle. And Ohio State now has got quite a drive going. They started at their own 2, and they moved it down to the Indiana 15, where it is now 1st and 10.
They have had the ball 5 minutes in this drive, Marv. 14 plays. Now Joe Norman, who hopefully has the defensive signals in his head, drops back onto the field to talk to his Hoosiers. The Buckeyes are in the huddle, and they didn't want their momentum stopped. Maybe this Indiana timeout might slow them down a little bit. Let's see.
All right, 1st and 10 at the 15. Johnson and Volley, the deep backs for Ohio State. Clayster with a ball, quick handoff to Volley. Volley hits off left tackle for about 2 or 3. Looks like they're going to blow it dead at the 13, so it's a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8.
That run was a little tentative. I don't quite understand that one, whether they wanted a gaping hole to open or not. Woody now with his brain trust on this sideline.
2nd down and 8. Clayster does the reverse pivot, options, keeps it, keeps driving, and is thrown to the ground at the 7 or 8 yard line. Doug Seibert, the right side linebacker, got him. They're going to set the ball down
behind
7.5.
Right in behind his guard there, Kenny Fritz, with Rick Volley leading the way. Fritz gets a block on Norman, and then Art leaps over the top, and he gets it down to about close to the 7, Marv.
3rd down and 2. Joel Payton is in at fullback for Ohio State. There is Payton hitting in there, and he appears to be stopped. Got about 1 to the 12. So this brings up a 4th down situation. Now what do you do? Do you go for 3, or do you go for the 2 yards?
I think Wood's going for the yards. Joel only got 1.
Ohio State needs 2 yards on this play, or they'll lose the football. Clayster to Payton. He's got a 1st down as he cracks off right tackle. And Joel gets it down to the 2.5 to 3 yard line.
Well, there's fine play. Watch Joe Robinson, number 70, and number 22, Rick Volley, leading him through there. And they do the fine blocking job that gets Payton down to about the 3.
And Kay, there was another dandy block by Jim Houston on that play. All right. It's 1st and goal at the 3 yard line. Payton with the ball. He is stopped cold.
Doug Seibert, number 32. Joe Norman, number 35. And they said, we're going for Payton. Let anybody else go. I think he may have lost a yard.
Buckeyes have stuck entirely to the ground on this. Although there was the one big 15-yard penalty.
On the face mask on Rick Volley.
2nd and goal.
Take a look at both coaches now as they get ready to see this key play.
Clayster on the option is over. Touchdown. Clayster was stopped at the 1 yard line, kept driving, and somehow got away for a score.
Look at Woody applaud that, Marv, and he did. You called that beautifully because he was hit. And Art Schleifer, the freshman from Miami Trace, just kept those legs going, and he built his way in the last 3 yards. And Woody really appreciated it.
Anakievsky takes a practice kick without the football.
He went 4 yards, 3 of them alone.
And that's a 98-yard march. Anakievsky trying the extra point. It is set down. The flag is down. The kick is up, and it's good. So there will be a carryover penalty. I'm certain Indiana was offside.
Well, now we've got all kinds of things going on here.
Indiana is offside, illegal procedure against Ohio State. So they have
offside on the penalty.
Right.
We're going to try it again.
Ohio State moves into the lead now, 13-10. Scoreboard says 14, but that's not right. At least it isn't right yet. Ohio was called for illegal procedure, and then we could clearly see that Indiana was offside. So So we'll try it again from the 3-yard line. Greg Castagnola holding. He kneels at the 10. It is set down. It is kicked, and it is good.
2 times. Got 2 points, Marv?
So it is 14-10 now. The Buckeyes go back into the lead, but don't you go away.
That was a 98-yard drive. It took 20 plays, Marv, all on the ground, and it consumed almost 8 minutes off the clock. 7 minutes and 3/4.
That's what you call possession football. Ricky Johnson is the eye back. Leister using a long count, gets the ball, does a reverse pivot, pitches out to Johnson. Johnson gets yardage to the 36, I believe.
Greg McIntosh, a good open field tackle on Ricky Johnson in number 27.
It is put down exactly at the 36, so it is 3rd and down and 6 to go. 2nd and 6 it is. Scoreboard said 3rd. There's a quick hand off to Bolly, and Bolly's got a first down off right guard as he just hammers his way out to the 45. Rick Bolly running well from the fullback spot. Now that's the 19th first down.
Watch how quick Rick Bolly hits this now, Art. Looked like he was keeping the ball there, and Rick picks up some passengers, and he gets it out to about the 46.
Pitch out to Johnson, off right tackle, who runs well to the Indiana 49.
Ricky Johnson, 21. Watch him hug that football. He knows one thing he better not do, and that is fumble it. He tucks it in there tightly.
Line of scrimmage is the 49-yard line in Indiana territory. Split back formation for Ohio State. Bolly on a slant play, fights his way to the 46. Joe Norman. That man is incredible.
Isn't he everywhere? He's also everywhere.
It's number 35, the man we were talking about, Joe Norman. What a fine football player. A senior from Millersburg, Ohio.
7-man front there.
3rd and 2. Johnson tries the right side, breaks away. 30, 25, 20. Reverses his field and goes on the way to score.
Rod Gerald, I tell you, they had a 7-man front then, Marv. We called that thing. And Ricky Johnson just exploded out of there. Right down near the goal line. Rod Gerald, number 8, got a crushing block. But what kind of a run was that? 46 yards. Look at Woodrow. Vince Skilling's 48. Watch this now. Quick pitch out, and boy, they had so many men jammed in there. Once he broke the hole right there, past Rybert, he's off to the races, and he reverses it field, and Abrams goes off his feet there. Watch the block coming in here from number 8, Bam-o, right there by Rod Gerald, and it's about the 8-yard line, and in goes Ricky, 46 yards.
Fine run by Rick Johnson. Anakievsky in for the extra point. Castagnola holding. It is set down. It is kicked, and it is good. So it is 21-10 now. And that gives Ohio State a little breathing room. 4th down.
4th and foot.
There is Burnett, and he's got a first down. It's slammed off left tackle to the 29. 17 first downs for Indiana. And these Hoosiers really mean business. Indiana's playing just an excellent football game.
Oh, they really are. They're playing awfully tough. A 17-point underdog. And they're giving the Buckeyes all they want and not making a mistake. This is remarkable.
Ball is at the 29. It is 1st and 10. Clifford with the ball. Back to pass. Spots a man. Throws to Lundy. Incomplete. Lundy hooked in at the 13-yard line. Defending was Mike Guess of Ohio State.
Hey, the Buckeyes have got to pick off one of these to slow this ball club down because the Hoosiers do have momentum, and they're just playing error-free ball right now. He's not off the mark very much on those passes.
And if you're interested in time, and who isn't, 5 minutes and 17 seconds is the time remaining.
I'll tell you, Woody's quite interested in it.
Clifford Again, back to pass. Ross is rushing. He's knocked off his feet. Little pass is thrown. It's dropped. Little swing pass. Clifford was really running for his life there. Threw a little release pass to Lonnie Johnson, and Johnson dropped the ball.
Well, Johnson didn't want the ball, really, because Todd Bell, 25, was really bearing down on him, and he was going to put the heat to him.
And it would have been a loss.
Yes, it would have. And Paul Ross went in and put the rush on Tim Clifford, and he got clipped. So it's 3rd and 10 at the 29, Marv.
3rd down and 10. Ohio loosens its defense. Double coverage on Lundy to the wide side of the field. Back to passes. Clifford gets excellent protection. Throws a bomb in the end zone. It is batted down, and interference is called on Bob Murphy in the end zone.
Well, I guess he was called for face guarding on that. It looked like he wanted the ball. We'll take another look at Bob Murphy. The California sophomore is dropping back now, and there's a good arm by Tim Clifford, a beautiful spiral. And he has the man in the end zone, Bob Murphy, number 28 now. He goes up. Well, I don't know. That's as much his ball as it is the other guy's ball, Marv. They're going to call it, though. Face guarding.
Well, they call interference, so Indiana gets it at the 1-yard line now, and they've got 4 cracks at it. This football game's a long way from being over. There is Burnett, and he is close. Touchdown.
He's in.
Burnett got it. So back comes Indiana.
Well, that was another penalty. Interference set up the other touchdown for the Hoosiers, and here you see Burnett just going in at right tackle. Good blocking there. Cousinode comes up and tries to keep him out of the end zone and does not quite do it. So the Hoosiers with 5:01 left in the ball game.
Okay, the fans are yelling 2 here. And Lee Corso is going to call a timeout, I believe. Yes.
Cousinode hurt his right elbow as he comes over to the Buckeye bench. And you're right, the Indiana did call timeout. I'm not sure what 2 points does. It allows them to tie with a field goal. And it might just as well be 2 as 1. For that matter, 17-21. Needs a touchdown. There you see Woody, a very concerned head coach right now, and I don't blame him. Corso now over on the other side with Tim Clifford. And he's imparted some kind of wisdom to Tim as he comes back in the game.
All right, Indiana is going for 2. And another timeout is called. Something's wrong.
Clifford's waving frantically at the sidelines. He wants another player in, I think.
Yeah, 10 won't quite get the job done.
Did they have to take a timeout on that?
Yes.
That shot their timeouts down.
Well, I guess they're going to try to get it in.
They'll never make it.
Oh, that's got to be 25 seconds. Good heavens.
Delay a game.
I think the officials' watch must have stopped about 2 times on that, but there is a delay of game call against Indiana. And the reason Clifford did that is, of course, a very wise one. He only had 10 men on the field.
That's correct. Of course, that might confuse the defense. There's a defender out there with nobody to go after. He doesn't know what to do.
If he don't do anything.
Stand there and try to get in the way of somebody.
Well, there's the 5-yard step off.
Mark Heidel says, what in the world are we doing?
Delay of game called against Indiana. It appeared that Clifford had called timeout.
Well, they still go for 2 from 8 yards out.
Lundy starts in motion to the left. Clifford rolls back to pass, throws one in the end zone. It's caught! It is caught! 2-point extra point by Mike Freedy. So now Indiana can tie the football game with a field goal.
With a field goal, they'll go for the onside kick. Here's the replay. Tim Clifford drops back, had good protection. Now the man is so wide open. Buckeyes got crossed up on their coverage. There's no question.
4 minutes and 55 seconds left. Sleester with a ball on the option. Keeps it. Goes 5. and is collared at the 31-yard line. Doug Seibert, the fine linebacker, number 32, gets him. They're going to mark it at the 31-yard line, so it's a 6-yard gain. Let's call it 2nd and 4. The clock is running. 21-18. Ohio leads by 3.
Boy, what a game Indiana's put on.
Sleister on the option, keeps it again, and he is stopped short of a first down at the 36-yard line. Indiana is playing the pitch man, and as a result, Sleister is keeping it. They're going to mark it at the 35, so Ohio State is short of a first down by 1, and now the bigger backs come in. Well, I guess they don't.
Oh, you got Johnson and Volley in there.
It's still Johnson and Volley. Sleister's got a first down as he options around right side. And again, same thing. Al Leak made the tackle, but Sleister, who limps now as he goes back to the huddle. Boy, there's a rugged young man. Has he taken a pounding this season?
Yes, he has. This is the 10th straight game, and boy, he just gets up to go again. 3:49 and counting, and Art is keeping the ball on the ground, and he has the first down.
21 first downs for Ohio State. Sleister pitches the ball back to Johnson. Johnson eludes the tackler and gets it out to the 42-yard line. Ricky Johnson.
Boy, this is a hard-hitting game.
You cringe a little bit on that pitch-out sweep, but it worked.
Well, Ricky handles the ball very cleanly. It's a good pitch-out, and he just powers himself right in there. Joe Norman evading the block, makes the tackle, and it's out to the 42.
It is, however, a 5-yard gain for Johnson, so the Buckeyes are going to try to eat up the clock.
Nearing the 3-minute mark.
Again, it's Johnson on the pitch out, and Johnson is thrown to the ground at the 44. Tim Wilbur comes up from the secondary to get him. They mark it short of the 44. It's about the 43.5-yard line, directly between the 2-yard stripes. And it is 3rd down and 4. So the Buckeyes may well have to give up the football if they don't get 4 yards on this play.
2:38 and counting.
Sleister taking a lot of time, options, keeps it, and fights his way down to the 47-yard line. He does not have the first down, or it does not appear that way. They stop the clock at 2 minutes and 25 seconds. There's an Indiana man getting up slowly, but then I guess he couldn't get up. There were so many other players on top of him.
Art,
it's Brent Tisdale.
Look at Art limp back to the huddle with his shirt torn, and he helped Tisdale up. And he's going to be, I would say, half a yard short.
Looks like they're going to call it the 47-yard line. You see the chains being brought in, but
2:25 left in the game, Marv. What do? You give up the ball and hope that the defense can hold that long, I would guess.
Yes, I think
you don't
got
gamble
to.
here.
No.
And I'm sure he's going to be at least a half a yard short.
He's short of a first down by, yes, about 2 feet. So, Ohio State will have to kick the football. And will Indiana ever be coming on this one?
I think so, Marv.
This is where you do not want any missed assignments, and you have to get a good pass from center.
Also nice to have 11 men in on the line. And, have the right number of people in there doing the right thing.
Tim Wilbur goes deep for Indiana. Tom Morris back to kick.
2 men deep and everybody else coming in.
The line of scrimmage is the 47-yard line. 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. Okay. And timeout is called. Timeout is called as Indiana wants to talk it over. And that is an unusual timeout call.
It's also their 3rd and last of the ball game. And now Woody and George Hill, Alex Gibbs, Bill Miles, the Buckeye Brain Trust, Mickey Jackson, talking it over, and Lee Corso over there now also talking with Joe Norman, his elegant co-captain from Millersburg, Ohio, who has had one excellent ball game. Joe's got it straight, at least Lee. Well, he's not sure he does now. He says, let's good gracious fellow, let's get this straight. Now you see Tom Morris, number 19, sore back and all, having some kind of a ball game. This has been about the best Indiana-Ohio State game, Marv, I've seen in a couple of decades.
These teams have really played well today.
One turnover today, a Buckeye interception. Or an interception by the Hoosiers of a Buckeye pass, but the Indianas haven't fumbled, haven't done anything wrong.
Well, here we go. Tom Orris ready to receive this pass from center. John Hutchings is the center. Good pass, and Orris gets the kick away. A nice one going downfield. Wilbur takes it at the 11, comes out to the 15, and is hit solidly at the 16-yard line. So the Indiana Hoosiers will get the football, and the clock didn't move, Kay.
2:15. It certainly didn't. Well, it did. It ran down 10 seconds, Mark. 2:25.
2:25.
Correct. Correct. The Hoosiers have, well, they've got 83 yards to go.
Line of scrimmage, the 17-yard line. Clifford with a ball, drops back to pass, has time, throws one an out cut that's caught by Johnson, and he's out of bounds, and that'll kill the clock. Only used 5 seconds. Pass didn't really gain much.
Yeah, they picked up a yard, Marv. Maybe 2. But the coverage was good. And as you point out, it did stop the clock, a 5-second play.
Second down, and let's call it 8. Line of scrimmage is advanced to the Indiana 19-yard line. Ohio State leading 21-18, but what a game this has been. Clifford with a ball. There's a draw play, well executed. Burnett bounces out to the 30. First down, Indiana.
I think Buckeye tacklers took him out there, really. They just shoved him forward, and he got it out too easily, the first down. Watch it on the replay. Good blocking on the right side of the line there by the Hoosiers. They had a lot of people there. Now watch it. They push him 3 more yards to the 31.
The line of scrimmage is the 30-yard line. Burnett with a ball, back to pass, throws one out in the flat. It is caught out there by Powers, and Powers is tackled. Tackle is made by Todd Bell, and that appears to be another first down for Indiana. Now you have to worry because Indiana can get in field goal range.
That's right. At least the way the Buckeyes are playing that pass defense, they can.
With 1 minute and 50 seconds left, 1st and 10 at the Indiana 42. Clifford with a ball. There's the reverse. Here's the pass off that. Thrown downfield. It is intercepted by Ohio State. And Skilling is upset. It's Guest. Guest picked it off.
And an Indiana player is down, Marv, the intended receiver.
And I see a flag down.
Well, that's Indiana's Nate Lundy, the flanker who was down there. Was that an end-around pass?
Yes. An end-around pass play. Mike Guest picked it off. A flag is down. Now, holding is called against Indiana. Well, I'll assure you that'll be forgotten.
Well, we're going to get another look at it now. There's the fake to the man coming in, and the end's coming around.
That's Freedy.
Mike Freedy's had quite a ball game. He throws the ball with all his might, but it isn't quite enough. And Mike Guest goes up and gets the ball, and the intended receiver fell down, and he was hurt. And now the penalty, as Guest goes helmet over body, or vice versa, the clipping penalty, the holding penalty, now gets the Buckeyes out to the 42. 1 minute and 37 seconds left, Marv.
Now Ohio State has the football, and they'll try to hang on to it for dear life. There is fullback Volley hitting into the middle, and he advances the ball to the 45. The clock is running, 1.5 minutes left. Ohio State winning 21-18, but it has been a thriller and a well-played football.
It really has. It's beautiful. That's the only turnover for Indiana, and really that wasn't that monumental. It certainly prevented them from the opportunity to go in here at the end. But it really didn't turn the tide of the ball game. It helped the Buckeyes preserve it.
Before this game comes to an end, we'd sure like to thank our fine spotters, Dennis Royalty and Jim Barry. And Jim's also been keeping the statistics, so he's been very, very busy. And there the whistle shrills, and delay of game called against Ohio State.
And there's 55 seconds left in the ball game.
Now, of course, the clock will not start until the ball is snapped, so you can only get away with that once.
So it becomes 2nd and 12 now. But they'll probably do it after the next play again and run it back down.
Well, Indiana has certainly played well today.
You better believe they can hold their heads up.
There's Sleesker on a quarterback sneak, and he gets it out to the 41-yard line. Clock running, 48 seconds to go. Ohio State winning 21-18. Kincaid, once again, we go right down to that last game of the season, Ohio State and Michigan.
That's right. Clock will run down to about 20 seconds now, and the Buckeyes will get another 5-yard penalty in all probability.
Buckeyes very slowly coming out of the huddle. They're in no hurry, of course. Sleesker gets it and just falls down. Clock running, 17 seconds. I don't think Indiana can get the clock stopped.
They cannot. The Buckeyes do not have to put the ball in play again.
So that'll just about do it. The clock running down, and that will be it. And Ohio State wins it 21-18 in a thrilling football game, a well-played football game. Well, that's the story here from Memorial Stadium in Bloomington, Indiana. What a dandy ball game we've had, and Ohio State won it 21-18.